Somewhere in the misty highlands of Scotland, the wind whispers through the hills, and the waters of Loch Ness hold secrets centuries old. A ripple disturbs the surface. A shadow moves, barely perceptible, just beneath the waves. A tourist gasps, their breath caught in the chill of the unknown. Could it be? Is it Nessie, the legendary creature of Loch Ness, resurfacing once again? And just like that, the myth lives on. One more sighting, one more flicker of possibility, and the questions remain real or imagined. Today on Time Warp Thursday, we journey into the heart of the centuries-old mystery, one that has captivated the world for generations. Was there really a creature lurking in the depths of Loch Ness, or are we simply swimming in a sea of speculation? Fueled by folklore, false sightings, and the hunger for the unknown. From ancient myths to modern-day investigations, let's dive deep and uncover the truth behind the Loch Ness Monster. Or is it just a legend that refuses to sink?
The following is rated TV MA and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome, curious minds, to Talk Radio, Season 2, Episode 75. And it's Time Warp Thursday. Today we're unraveling the enigma that has swum into the waters of legend for centuries. The Loch Ness Monster. I'm going to be stumbling over that. Is it real? It is April 24th, 2025, so we're officially 31.23% through the year. Let's break that down. That's 16 weeks and 2 days into 2025. I almost said 2015. I'm going back in time, time travelers. A solid 114 days, 2,736 hours, 164,160 minutes. Or if you're counting in the way Nessie might be hiding from sonar, sipping between shadows and waves. That's 9,849,600 seconds into the year. 9 million, not 9 billion. We haven't got to billions yet. Now, I don't know about you, but that feels like a lot of time for a cryptid to be dodging cameras, sonar readings, and our best attempts to track it down. So buckle up, folks. Today we're taking a deep dive, not just into the murky waters of Loch Ness, but into one of the greatest mysteries of the natural, or should I say supernatural, world. Is it a giant prehistoric creature, a giant eel, or is it simply a tale spun from the human need to believe in the impossible? Stick with us as we explore the legends, the myths, the supposed sightings, and the scientific investigations. We'll weigh the evidence, challenge the theories, maybe, just maybe, we'll uncover the truth behind the infamous Loch Ness Monster. Okay, first we're going to talk about the origins of the legend. Okay, I know I've already done some messing up in the opening and stuff, stumbling over my words and all that stuff. It happens. Okay, this is just me putting myself out there naturally. I record, if I mess up, I keep it. I don't throw it away and be like, no, I'm not using it. No, I keep going and try to get better at this stuff. So, let's rewind the clock all the way back to the year 565. That's right, over 1,400 years ago. A monk named Saint Columba reportedly encountered a water beast in the River Ness, a body of water that flows into Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. This wasn't just any casual encounter. According to the story, the creature was said to have attacked a man who was swimming in the river. It was in this moment of panic that Saint Columba, known for his holiness and spiritual power, intervened. The tale goes that the saint, using the power of prayer, commanded the creature to retreat. As the story goes, the beast withdrew from the water, vanishing without a trace. This account, written in ancient texts, marks the very first recorded mention of a creature in Loch Ness, and while there were some early whispers about strange sightings over the centuries, it didn't quite gain the traction we know today. Fast forward to the 1930s, specifically 1933, when the modern legend of the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie as it's affectionately called, really starts to take shape. The tale exploded into the global consciousness thanks to a report in the Inverness Courier, a local newspaper in the Highlands. A couple who were traveling through the area claimed to have witnessed an enormous animal rolling and plunging in the waters of Loch Ness. They described the creature as large and serpentine, with humps rising above the surface. Now, imagine the scene. You're living in a time when technology is advancing, but the world still feels vast and mysterious. People were fascinated by this odd sighting, and it wasn't long before rumors began to swirl. The news quickly captured the imagination of both locals and international audiences, and the mystery of Loch Ness and its elusive creature became something of a modern enigma. And just like that, or yeah, just like that, the Loch Ness Monster Nessie became a global sensation, appearing in headlines, books, films, and even attracting tourists from all over the world. That 1933 sighting, combined with a few other reports and some mysterious photographs that would follow, set the stage for the cultural phenomenon we know today. People couldn't get enough of the idea of a massive creature living beneath the surface of this eerie, deep loch. And while many dismissed the idea as mere folklore or exaggerated tales, the intrigue surrounding Nessie only deepens, growing year after year. Since then, there have been countless alleged sightings, photographs, and even sonar scans. But what's really going on in Loch Ness? Is it a myth, or is there something truly lurking beneath those mysterious waters? That's where the legend of Nessie gets even more curious. Since that day in 1933, there have been thousands of alleged sightings of Nessie. Some people say they've seen the creature's long neck rise above the water, while others report strange ripples, unexplained waves, or flashes of movement in the loch's murky depths. There have been blurry photographs, shaky camera footage, and even sonar readings that have kept the legend alive for decades. But there's one more piece of evidence that stands above all the others: the infamous surgeon's photograph from 1934. You've probably seen it. It's one of the most iconic images of cryptozoology. The photograph shows what appears to be a large serpentine creature with a long neck peeking out of the waters of Loch Ness. It was published in the Daily Mail and quickly became the defining image of the Loch Ness Monster. The photo became the holy grail for believers. But, as with most legendary photos, there's a twist. Decades later, it was revealed that the surgeon's photograph was a hoax, a carefully staged picture created by two men who had used a toy submarine and a fake neck. Even though the damage was done, the image was already etched into public imagination, and Nessie's legend had cemented itself in popular culture. Still, despite this revelation, hope persists. Nessie's fans are a dedicated group, and they don't easily give up. They hold on to other evidence, pointing to more mysterious encounters and strange phenomena around the loch. Let's break it down. In the 1970s, a series of sonar scans were conducted, and the results were fascinating. These scans detected what appeared to be large objects moving beneath the surface. Some experts claim these sonar images showed the outlines of a massive, unknown creature swimming deep in the loch. Others suggested they might have been picking up fish, or simply underwater rock formation. But that didn't stop the excitement. For a while, those scans were enough to fuel the belief that something big was lurking below. Then, in the 1980s, underwater photography captured what appears to be strange, flipper-like shapes beneath the surface. Some said it looked like a large aquatic animal, perhaps an ancient species thought to be long extinct. Others debated whether these shapes were just shadows, trick of the eye visuals, or some unusual geological formations. The mystery deepens, doesn't it? But it wasn't just sonar or photographs. Scientific studies have also weighed in on the legend. In 2018, a group of scientists conducted an extensive DNA study of the loch's water. Excuse me. Sampling and analyzing the DNA found in the water itself. They were hoping to uncover whether there was any biological evidence of a large creature hiding in the depths. The results were surprising. While the study didn't find any traces of a giant creature like Nessie, it did uncover something unexpected. A wealth of DNA from a variety of creatures, including fish, birds, and even reptiles. But none of this proved the existence of a prehistoric sea monster. Yet the study raised new questions. Could there be creatures living in Loch Ness that are simply hiding in plain sight? So, what is down there? What's causing all these strange reports? It's hard to say for sure, but the allure of Nessie continues to captivate people all over the world. Whether it's the idea of an ancient beast or simply our love for a good mystery. Something is definitely keeping the Loch Ness Monster's legend alive. And the search for answers, well, that's still ongoing. Let's talk theories, folks. Let me tell you, there are some wild ones out there. While Nessie continues to capture our imaginations, scientists, skeptics, and believers alike have proposed various theories about what could be lurking in the deep, dark waters of Loch Ness.
Your wife.
Don't mind her. Number one, the plesiosaur theory. First up, the plesiosaur theory. This is the idea that Nessie might actually be a descendant of an ancient marine reptile from the age of the dinosaurs. Picture a long neck, a small head, and a massive body. A classic image of what many people envision when they think of the Loch Ness Monster. The theory suggests that some plesiosaurs might have survived the mass extinction event and somehow found refuge in Loch Ness. Sounds great, right? Well, the problem is Loch Ness was covered in ice during the Ice Age, and no dinosaurs, let alone plesiosaurs, could have survived that. So while it's a cool theory, most scientists are pretty skeptical about it. Still, it's a fun thought, and who doesn't like imagining a prehistoric creature slipping around in a Scottish lake? Number two, a giant eel theory. Then there's the giant eel theory. Now, this one gets a little more traction. In fact, it's one of the key findings from the 2018 DNA study. The research uncovered an abundance of eel DNA in Loch Ness, much more than would be expected. Some believe that Nessie could be a massive, undiscovered eel that's been growing unusually large over the centuries. A giant eel could explain some of the sightings, especially those where people describe a long, slithering body moving through the water. It's definitely creepy, but is it impossible? Not necessarily. Eels can grow quite large, and some species are known to inhabit freshwater lakes. Could Nessie just be a supersized eel that people are misinterpreting as a monster? Maybe. And let's face it, a giant eel would still be terrifying to run into in the middle of the night while boating on the Loch Ness. Number three, the log theory. Next, we have the log theory. This theory suggests that many sightings of Nessie are simply people mistaking floating objects like logs or debris for a large, mysterious creature. The loch's waters are murky, which means visibility is often poor, and waves can create the illusion of a long, serpentine shape. Boat wakes, ripples caused by birds, or even the movement of a floating log could easily lead to a Nessie sighting. It's an understandable explanation, but of course it doesn't quite account for all the detailed eyewitness reports of large creatures with necks and humps. Still, our minds are primed to look for patterns, and once we hear a story about a lake monster, it's easy to see that what we want to see, especially in the mist and mystery of Loch Ness. Number four, mass hallucination or cultural folklore. Now we get into some more psychological territory with the mass hallucination or cultural folklore theory. Could it be that the idea of Nessie has become so ingrained in the collective psyche that people are projecting their own interpretations onto the loch. We all know that once a myth gains enough momentum, it becomes a part of the cultural fabric. As stories are told and retold, they start to shape how we perceive things. The idea that a mysterious creature lives in Loch Ness is so appealing that it's possible that people, especially the tourists, or especially in the tourist heavy area, are seeing what they expect to see. This would explain the many sightings that aren't backed by solid evidence. It's a powerful phenomenon, and it's part of what makes folklore so enduring. A shared myth fueled by tradition, tourism, and our need for mystery in the world. And five, it's real, and it's just really, really good at hiding. And of course, there's the theory that it's real. Maybe Nessie is a creature that has somehow managed to avoid detection for centuries. Perhaps it's incredibly elusive, spending most of its time hiding in the deep, dark recesses of Loch Ness, avoiding the occasional sonar scan or underwater camera. Imagine it. Nessie is just really, really good at hiding. It's like the ultimate game of hide and seek, played on the world stage. For believers, this theory is a simple one. The Loch Ness Monster is out there. It's just incredibly elusive. So elusive, in fact, that we're not yet advanced enough to fully understand or detect it. And if that doesn't sound like something out of the X-Files, I don't know what does. Maybe it's an ancient creature. Perhaps it's evolved into something entirely new. Or maybe it's just so good at staying out of sight that it's practically a ghost. But whatever it is, those who believe say that the Loch Ness Monster is real, and it's hiding in plain sight. So with all these theories swirling around, what's the truth? Is Nessie a forgotten dinosaur, a giant eel, or just a product of human imagination? The mystery persists, and as long as people are willing to look for her, Loch Ness will remain a place where legend and possibility collide. Now, what do you think? Could Nessie be out there? Or are we just chasing shadows in the mist? Let's dive deeper into the evidence, but whatever the answer is, one thing's for sure. The legend of Loch Ness is far from over. Nessie isn't just a myth, it's a brand. Over the years, the Loch Ness Monster has become more than just a mysterious creature lurking in the depths of Scotland's most famous loch. It has transformed into an iconic symbol of the region, a cultural phenomenon that has made its way into the global spotlight through movies, cartoons, merchandise, and even an entire tourism industry. From Hollywood films to animated TV shows, Nessie's presence has been felt across various forms of entertainment. Take The Water Horse, 2007, for example. This family film reimagines the Loch Ness Monster not as a fearsome ancient creature, but as a lovable, mystical being hatched from an egg. The story follows a young boy who discovers the creature and tries to protect it from those who would want to exploit its existence. The film takes a fantastical spin on the Nessie legend, showing her as a more playful and gentle creature, a far cry from the more traditional, eerie depictions we might expect. And it doesn't stop there. Nessie has made cameo appearances in countless beloved TV shows too. Scooby-Doo, the ultimate mystery-solving gang, has encountered the Loch Ness Monster in several episodes. The gang is always ready to unmask what they believe to be a hoax, but in the process, they've contributed to Nessie's cultural mythology. Then there's Doctor Who. Who? Doctor Who, where the Doctor has faced off with a variety of mythical creatures, including our favorite water monster. And of course, The Simpsons, the show that's known for lampooning everything, even had its own take on Nessie in true Springfield fashion. And let's not forget the endless supply of Nessie-themed merchandise, from plush toys and keychains to t-shirts and mugs. You can find a piece of Nessie in practically every tourist shop around Loch Ness. Whether you want a soft, cuddly version of the Loch Ness monster to take home as a souvenir, or a mug with her iconic silhouette to drink your morning coffee, Nessie's image has become a staple in shops around the world. It's not just toys either, okay? Museums have been dedicated to the Loch Ness monster, filled with exhibits chronicling the many sightings, hoaxes, and theories about Nessie. One of the most famous is the Loch Ness Center, an exhibition, exhibition, where you can learn all about the legend, see old newspaper clippings, and even explore models of what Nessie might look like. These places attract thousands of visitors each year, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the mystery. And for those who want a more immersive experience, Loch Ness offers boat tours where tourists can cruise the loch, hoping to spot Nessie for themselves. These tours, of course, don't guarantee a sighting, but they do guarantee a fun, atmospheric journey through the scenic waters that have been the site of so much mystery and legend. In many ways, Nessie fuels a multi-million-dollar tourism industry. Every year, people from all over the world visit Loch Ness, not only to see the natural beauty of the highlands, but also to experience the lore and magic of the Loch Ness monster. Don't mind my dog. Even if they don't see Nessie, they leave a memento, a piece of the legend to take home with them. In fact, it's estimated that Nessie-related tourism generates millions of pounds for the local economy. Real or not, Nessie has become a significant driver of business in the area. It's hard to imagine Loch Ness without Nessie. The creature's presence has become inextricably tied to the region's identity, and it's difficult to separate the legend from the land itself. In many ways, Nessie has become Scotland's unofficial mascot, a symbol of mystery, folklore, and adventure. And whether you believe in her or not, it's clear that Nessie is very good for business. So next time you find yourself in the Highlands, don't forget to pick up a little Nessie plush toy or a quirky souvenir to remember your visit. After all, as they say in Loch Ness, you never know when the monster might pop up again. So here's the real question: will we ever find out the truth about the Loch Ness monster? It's a question that's puzzled people for over 1,400 years, ever since that fateful encounter between St. Columba and the mysterious creature in the River Ness. Over time, the legend has evolved, and the mystery has only deepened. Today, with all the advancements in technology, sonar scans, underwater cameras, and DNA testing, you'd think we'd have an answer by now. Yet, here we are, still wondering, is Nessie real? Or is she simply a product of folklore, exaggeration, and wishful thinking? Some believe that eventually technology will solve the mystery. They point to the powerful sonar scans, the underwater exploration, and the ever-improving tools we have at our disposal. After all, in an age where we've mapped the ocean floor and explored some of the deepest parts of the earth, surely we should be able to find a large creature lurking in a small, secluded lake like Loch Ness. Perhaps someday soon we'll have definite proof, whether it's a body, a clear video, or some irrefutable evidence that puts the debate to rest once and for all. Technology continues to push boundaries, and some people are hopeful that it will finally uncover what's been hiding beneath the surface all these centuries. But there's another side to the story: the idea that maybe we're better off not knowing the truth. The mystery itself is what makes Nessie so enchanting, so captivating. Imagine this. We finally discovered that the Loch Ness monster is just a big fish, or worse yet, a rotting tree trunk that's been misidentified for decades. Would that feel like a letdown? After all the stories, all the sightings, all the movies and documentaries, Would the discovery that Nessie is just an ordinary, mundane creature take away some of the magic? Some would argue that knowing the truth might actually make the legend less special. The unknown is what fuels our imaginations, what draws people to Loch Ness in the first place. The idea that there could be something ancient, something undiscovered, living just beneath the surface of the water, waiting to reveal itself. There's a certain allure to that, isn't there? The mystery keeps the magic alive. It gives us something to dream about, something to believe in, even if it's just for the thrill of the chase. And maybe that's exactly what Nessie has always been, a symbol of the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding, a reminder that not everything in life needs to be explained. Something, or sometimes, it's the unknown that makes life more interesting, more thrilling. If we could answer every question, if we could solve every mystery, would the world be as exciting? Would it be as full of wonder and possibility? So maybe, just maybe, that ripple on the surface of Loch Ness, the one that catches our eye as we peer out across the water, is something ancient, something that's been watching us, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Maybe it's a creature we can't even fully comprehend, something beyond our grasp, just out of reach. Maybe it's a reminder that the world is still full of unexplained phenomena, still full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Or maybe it's better that we don't know, because sometimes it's the unknown that gives life its magic. And in the case of Loch Ness, it's that mystery, that sense of the unknown, that keeps us coming back year after year, generation after generation. Who knows? Perhaps the Loch Ness Monster is destined to remain a legend, forever intriguing and never fully understood. And that, my friends, may just be the most magical part of all. Whether Nessie is a living fossil, trick of the light, or just a clever legend, she's here to stay. Her presence has been woven into the fabric of folklore, a creature that transcends the bounds of ordinary reality, existing in our stories, our imagination, and in the still dark waters of Loch Ness. She has become something much bigger than just a creature. She's a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world worth chasing. Nessie lives in our minds, sometimes as a monstrous sea beast, other times as a playful, elusive figure. Maybe she's nothing more than a shared hallucination, or maybe, just maybe, she's out there, silently slipping through the murky waters, always on the edge of discovery. But whatever the case may be, she's become a part of us, an icon that invites us to wonder, to dream, and to question the things we can't fully explain. Thanks for tuning in to Talk Radio, Time Warp Thursday. I'm Jonathan Riley, and this has been your weekly dose of time travel, tall tales, and truth-seeking. We've traveled back to the foggy waters of Loch Ness, explored the legacy of one of the most enduring legends in history, and delved into what it means to believe in the mysteries that still elude us. Until next time, keep your eyes on the water and your imagination wide open, because as we've learned today, some of the best stories are the ones we can't quite explain. Who knows what mysteries lie just beneath the surface, but whatever they are, we'll be here, ready to explore them. See you next week. Have a good one.